I've done various movie interpretations based on genuine incidents in the past. Today I'll tell you about a movie based on a true story. The film's unique selling point is that it is based on thousands of genuine incidents rather than a single true event. Many people cried after seeing the film for the girl named Sia, and major film critics agreed that this film deserved an Oscar. You'll understand why they said that after viewing the entire movie. So, without further ado, let's get to the movie's actual plot. Sia, the main character of this story, is shown in the beginning of the movie. She went out to answer the call of nature. Sia's family lived in a rural village in India. Sia enters the house from the outside. She has a younger brother and she used to put him to bed every day by telling him a story. Looking around Sia's house, it was evident that their financial situation was dire. The next morning, Sia gathers some forest branches to cook with. She possessed a bicycle and she was an excellent cyclist. She returned home by cycle, freshens up, and goes out with her brother. Every day, she drove her younger brother to school in this manner. Even now, she returns home after dropping her brother off at school. Suddenly her bicycle chain broke on the way, then she attempted to repair the bicycle chain. Just then, a raucous boy emerged from the side, accompanied by 2 or 3 pals. Every day, these boys bother her. Sia took her bicycle and tried to flee as soon as she noticed them. The boys trailed her. This silly boy was the son of the local MLA. Sia was riding her cycle quickly, while the boys were having a good time riding their bikes after her. They were abusing Sia and using foul words. But Sia was fortunate. Then a man came by and stopped the boys by his scooty. This gentleman was a lawyer. This man is well known to Sia and Sia enjoys his company. The inhabitants of the village adore this man, since he was altruistic and opposing injustice. On the other hand, a woman is spotted going alongside Sia's mother. Sia's work is being discussed with her mother. Sia's mother is not fond of the woman. The woman moved into their house with her mum, but when Sia sees the woman, she has a really unpleasant reaction. Her mum hits her, but she still sends the woman out of the house cursing her. At the end of the story, you'll find out why Sia did this. The next early morning, Sia gets out with her bag, as if she's going somewhere. Sia comes to a halt in front of a house. This was the lawyer's residence. Sia meets that lawyer. Sia says to him arrange for her to go to Delhi. She want to go to her aunt, because she don't feel good in this village anymore. The lawyer then explained a lot to Sia, and asks her to go back home. Saddened, Sia leaves. She goes to the local boat wharf and sits quietly. Sia is very upset. After sitting for a while she started to return home, and then the boys were seen. They brought the car today. As soon as they saw Sia, they followed her. Sia tries to escape from there in fear, but then the mischievous boy kicked Sia to the ground and dragged her into the car. The bad boys took the car and drove away. Meanwhile, a lot of time has passed. The fact Sia is no longer available has been acknowledged by everyone at her home. That lawyer also came to Sia's house. He is calling various places looking for Sia. He also called Sia's aunt in Delhi. But even if Sia had gone to Delhi, she would have reached within 10 to 12 hours. Then the lawyer came to the local police station with Sia's parents. Seeing that Sia's parents were poor, the police started harassing them in various ways. He started asking various kinds of questions. The lawyer tries hard to convince the police officer, but the officer do not stop insulting him. Finally, the police officer does not record missing Sia's reports. The police just said, "Come tomorrow to find more." They all returned to the police station the following day. Again the police officer uses exactly the same. Meanwhile, 2 days have passed. The following day the lawyer went to the police station again, but this time he did not speak to the police officer. He returns home and writes a status on Facebook about the entire incident. The next morning, a reporter came to the lawyer's house. He came to him to get permission to print the report in the local newspaper. The scene shifts to show the local MP. He read the story in the newspaper and inquires about it with the MLA, whose son kidnapped Sia. The MLA is unconcerned about this, but the MP is really concerned. He immediately called the local police chief. Why MP is so serious about this, you will know this matter after some time. The suspects were ordered to be arrested by this evening. A swarm of police cars surrounded an abandoned house in the afternoon. The house was in the midst of nothing, surrounded by nothing. The cops encircled the house on all sides. Police officers entered the house. We noticed the MLA's son attempting to flee the scene, but the cops apprehended him. Everyone was arrested one by one. The suspects were driven away in a car. After long time we've seen Sia in this residence. Two female cops are carrying Sia and walking towards the police van. The police cars drove towards the police station and arrived there as well. The accused were locked in the jail, and Sia stepped out of the police van carefully. She has a difficult time walking. We are left to understand what has happened to her for so long. Sia is given a bath by a female cop, and next day she was hauled to the local court after a hospital visit. Sia's parents were also present. They began crying from a distance when they saw their daughter. A Lady George was present, and she asked Sia to tell her the entire story. Everyone was shocked to see Sia. Sia gradually opens up to George about what has occurred to her in the last 8 days. Those boys only did nasty things to her for the first 3 days. She was not permitted to drink even a single drop of water. Sia was tethered to a bed. Even if she needed to use the washroom, she was not permitted to do so. Sia was crying and reciting the words, and everyone in the court was staring at her. Everyone seemed to have lost their ability to communicate. Sia begs to the George, "I want to go home, I want to see my mother." Sia was escorted out of the court. Sia's mom cuddles her daughter. Everyone is sobbing uncontrollably. She arrives home and sits quietly holding her younger brother. She is eating home food after a long time, and she is even feeding her younger brother. The siblings slept together after a long time, and today the story is no longer coming out of her mouth. She just looks at herself in the mirror. In the next scene, the lawyer has returned to Delhi to attend to his work. On the other hand, Sia has also left for Delhi by a bus. Sitting in the bus, Sia remembers only their village, her younger brother, and the beautiful moments they spent together. Sia's bus continues to Delhi. In the evening, bus reaches Delhi. Sia's uncle came to pick up her. Then he comes home with Sia. Sia's aunt loved her like her own daughter. Sia's new life begins in Delhi. Everyone tries to normalize her. In few days, she gradually adapted himself to this environment. On the other hand, it can be seen that the police have given bail to those rapists. When the lawyer got to know this news, he was very angry. But there is nothing he can do, because Sia's family does not want to go ahead with this case. They have been shown a lot of fear. The next morning, that MP called Sia's uncle. He continues to threaten Sia's uncle in very sweet language. He asks to close the case here, and he tells Sia's uncle that the boy who did such a bad thing to Sia, he has decided to marry Sia with that boy. Everyone was afraid of the leader, so no one dared to say anything on his words. Sia can't say anything. She also agrees to the marriage. At night, Sia wakes up in her sleep. Sia's aunt hugs her. She started crying and said, "I have to marry the boy who has caused such a big disaster to me." Sia's aunt is totally against this marriage. But her uncle wants the marriage to take place. Let the problem be resolved. Otherwise Sia will not get married elsewhere. The next evening, Sia met the lawyer and asked him how the accused were acquitted. "I myself gave witness to the George in court." Then the lawyer told her, "Everything is possible if there is money and power in this society. Now there are two ways before you, either stay silent, or give up the illusion of life and fight for justice." Sia chooses the path of justice. Then the lawyer gives her a blank paper and a pen to write down everything that happened with her. Sia stays up all night and writes everything in detail on paper. The next morning, Sia and the lawyer left for their village. They both left by bus. Sia hands the paper to the lawyer she wrote, and sitting at the back of the bus the lawyer was reading it. While Sia looked out of the bus window, suddenly the lawyer says to Sia, "You have never told me this before." In fact, Sia wrote a special sentence on the paper, which no one knew. You will know later what Sia wrote. They reached a local court and reopened their case. Meanwhile, MP's men came to Sia's house and took away his father, brought out and beat him severely, which was very inhumane. Not only did he get beaten up, Sia's father was also arrested by the police. After being taken to the police station, the police took a thumb sign on a white paper from Sia's father. A video of Sia's father went viral on social media. Someone secretly made the video. In that video, the false case of the police was mentioned, and the matter was reported on national television. That night, the police took Sia's entire family in their van and headed for the unknown. No one could understand where they were being taken. After a long journey, the car comes to an empty place. Everyone got out of the car. As they advance a little further, they find the pyre burning. Everyone burst into tears, because it was Sia's father Pyre. The police killed him. The surrounding environment became heavy with tears. The lawyer started arguing with the police. He secretly made a video, and that video went viral on social media. The next day, some reporters started questioning the MP, because his younger brother was involved in the incident. But MP passes all questions. Then a journalist said, "I just got the news that the burden of this whole case is now in the hands of CBI." MP was very scared after hearing this, because all of you who live in India know what CBI is. The next day a CBI team came to the village. They stayed at the local police station. Sia was also brought there for questioning. Sia's interrogation begins in a separate room. CBI team chief says to Sia, "You gave 3 different statements at 3 places. A statement in court and the statement to a magistrate is also different, and the statement written on this paper is totally different. And the accused in your statement is also different." Sia gets scared by the CBI's interrogation. She ran out in fear. Then the lawyer calms her down and she was again sent to that room. Now Sia slowly started telling everything. All her words were strong. "And I told you at the beginning of the movie, you will know some things ahead. Everything will be clear now." At the beginning of the movie, a woman is insulted and thrown out of their house by Sia, because the woman took Sia to the MP's house for promising her a job. Sia was sexually assaulted by the MP. This horrible thing happened to this girl not once but twice, one of which was hidden from the public eye. That's why the MP got the police to arrest the accused, so that he could erase his own crime. Even the lady police who bathed Sia, she also intimidates Sia while taking a bath, so that she does not tell MP's name in the court. Everything is now clear to the CBI officer. The scene changes. Sia came to the river bank to perform the funeral of her father. Everything was going well, but suddenly they were attacked. Bullets started shooting at them from all sides. They all lay down on the ground and tried to save themselves. After some time the firing stopped. Sia and her younger brother somehow get on a boat, and the boat continues towards the unknown. To Sia, this world is like hell today. Losing her self-respect, losing her father, she has to run from door to door to get justice. The scene changes. The lawyer sends his mother to town, because he was threatened last night over the phone. He plays the threatening phone call record to the CBI officer. Meanwhile, MP's workers are protesting in front of the CBI office, why they filed a case against MP. Even the leaders of our country have some workers, even though their mother and sisters were raped, they support that leader. This is not a movie scene, it is a true representation of our society, as you are well aware. When MP goes to CBI office, then the CBI arrests him. That night, the lawyer's residence was also set on fire. Tears welled up in the man's eyes. He also had to suffer a great deal while striving for justice. The following day, the police took Sia to the MP's house. Sia was first physically abused here. Their police gathered evidence. The next day, Sia's mother, her aunt, Sia, and the lawyer went to town to testify. They leased a car, which the lawyer drove himself. A police van is also tailing them. After observing, they also returned home. Everyone in the car is sitting very quietly. Sia gazed quietly out the window. She sees a glimmer of justice. But then their car was wrecked by a truck. Except Sia died everyone. Sia's soul did not leave her body. The MP was responsible for this accident, because it was his plan. Sia was taken to the hospital. Outside, her grandmother and younger brother are waiting. These two are the sole members of Sia's family who have still alive. Sia is shown lying limp in the ICU bed. The machine next to it continues to beep. Another time, Sia's body shifts slightly, and the machine beeps, indicating that Sia has no more. Did you think Sia was going to get justice? In movies, justice is conceivable, but not in real life. Then Rosie would receive justice as well. Many girls lie in the grave, including Sia and Rosie. They might still be turning to us for justice. We may not be able to bring Rosie and Sia to justice, but we can certainly endeavor to ensure that the fates of Sia and Rosie do not repeat themselves in our midst. May the rest like Rosie Sia rest in heaven. They will undoubtedly smile on the day of judgment. So far today. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments. If you felt moved by the video, kindly click the subscribe button to follow our channel. And pray for me especially. I am trying to get back to you regularly. Well everyone, goodbye like today. Thank you very much.